Buongiorno. Welcome back everyone, or hello for the first time. Welcome to House Hunters Italy and a very special New Year's Eve edition of my home tours. Now tonight is special because I'm showing you 3 of my most popular homes that I loved filming during the year that have now been fairly drastically reduced in one case and very generously reduced in 2 others. These are 3 beautiful homes that I loved, absolutely loved visiting, loved sharing with you, and many of you loved them, and yet they remain unsold. So as a special end of year gift to the vendors or the agents that entrusted these homes to me to be able to go and film, I said, let's get them out there again, let people know that they have had a reduction and show them once more. Now, of course, these are edited editions of the films to not make this one too long for you. So if you like any of the particular homes you see, there will be a link to the description of the film so that you can jump in and watch the full edition that I made originally, okay? But they are beautiful homes. Now they are larger homes. They were really special Tuscan homes, these 3, that I just felt they were incredible value for money. I often speak about the value of per square meter in Italy in a home, and normally most homes, unless they're at absolute what they call rustico or a total ruin, they tend to start at around €1,000 per square meter. Now in this case, some of these homes are actually under this or around that, but these are exceptional homes that tick every box and have masses of space, masses of land or swimming pools, all sorts of different things that normally would then send the per square meter price up to thousands of euros per square meter, not 1,000. So I wanted to explain that so you understand now the value for money that you are getting in these homes. I want you to sit back and relax, get a nice drink, maybe some snacks, and watch these beautiful houses once again. As I said, a shorter edition in each case, but enough, I'm sure, to give you a taste of what beauty they hold. Welcome back to the beautiful vineyards of Valiano, Montepulciano, where our top video for 2024 in home tours was featured. The historical village of Valiano sits equidistant from Montepulciano, Cortona and Lake Trasimeno to its east. It is surrounded by the most magnificent, noble vineyards of Montepulciano. The photograph I've popped on the screen shows some of the most famous of the vineyards, but there are dozens and dozens more of smaller boutique vineyards. When I visited Valiano for the first time, I took the time to wander the beautiful streets of this gorgeous village. It really is quite magical. As you can see, the homes are ancient. They've been beautifully restored in most cases. And as you can see, we're walking directly towards the wonderful front door of this fabulous palazzo, which I had the honor to visit. I'm going to take you on a very short tour, but don't forget all of these homes were fully videoed in my previous videos, so you can go back and watch those if you want more details and to see every single room in full detail. This beautiful palazzo is constructed within the ancient castle walls, or the rocca, which dates way back to the 1100s, and Valiano was a strategic village within the comune of Montepulciano and became part of Montepulciano in 1774. This wonderful home was once a convent during the 17 and 1800s, and as you can see from the ground floor cantina, you can just imagine people working in there and making their food and making sausages and their wine. You can see olive oil and wine on a stand there, but back in ancient times, that archway leads down to ancient grottos where they kept their food cold, their wine cold, storage areas for food. This space would make an amazing separate little studio downstairs. Then we wandered into the laundry and storage areas for the garden. The property can be easily reached from the back of the village along a private driveway and access into the carport, which is gated. As you can see, there's a lovely driveway and there's a small garage as well. So room for 2 to 3 cars there. An extra carport could be built out from this garage with council permission. With access directly from the carport, we can walk around and come straight up to the first floor that leads onto the back garden and enter into the first of the living spaces, which is the first kitchen on the first floor. Now this kitchen is fully livable. It has everything you need. It is from another era. It was probably updated in the 80s, I think, so you might want to upgrade it. But this house is totally livable in at the moment, and that's what's important. You can be doing renovations and still be living in the home quite comfortably. As you can see, the kitchen has a full-size stove, a full-size oven. It has all the appliances you need to get you going. In fact, they're in very good condition. It has a lovely stone countertop. It is bijou in size, that's for certain. And if you're a really great cook or someone that loves to get into the kitchen, yes, you will want to remodel it, but it's very usable for now. This is the first bathroom of the house on this level, and again the bathrooms were renovated, I think the gentleman said, in the 80s, so they are a little bit wanting of a bit of TLC, a little bit of updating perhaps. You might also want to change the bath shower into a lovely walk-in shower area. I think most people like to do that these days, and that bathroom would be ample once updated a little bit, but it is totally livable as it is. So therefore, once again, like the kitchen, you can live in this house whilst doing your renovations. We're now visiting one of the first bedrooms of this level. As you can see, as I mentioned, they are very, very spacious, incredibly light. All the rooms have large windows with internal shutters. This is a large room. This has a full queen size bed plus a single plus a very, very large wardrobe. So again, incorporating a small ensuite into here would be very, very doable indeed. And here you have some of the vistas out of the front window. So from that glorious front entrance, we look out onto the front, looking over the village, some of the beautiful houses around there, and that's where you would walk down into the heart of the village. Next staircase leading us up to the next level. These are all the original stone stairs, as you can see, well worn indeed. I love original features like this in old homes. So let's go up and see the Casa Padronale, which is the second floor apartment at this point in time. On this floor, this is the main kitchen room, which has access to the garden, as you can see through that lovely timber door there, the arched door. But this kitchen is not outfitted at the moment, so it leaves you free to just come in without ripping anything out. You can just come in, plan your kitchen, and make a beautiful kitchen inside this room. I'm showing you the aqua tower outside, but you will see that when we go out to the garden, it's absolutely stunning, and they've got some wonderful plantings out there. So as you can see, this is a gorgeous light room with a lovely full open fireplace, and it also has a fantastic sunroom. There is that lovely, fully functioning Tuscan style kitchen fireplace, and then this lovely arched doorway leads us into the covered porch, where you can take in the most spectacular vistas across the Val di Chiana, your gardens, the noble vineyards of Montepulciano, and you can see all the way around to Montepulciano and to Cortona in the distance. When these windows are fully open, of course, you'd have beautiful cross breezes across those rooms. We then, from the kitchen, went into this first of the living spaces. This was multi-used, I would say, at the time, but to me this is something that would make a beautiful formal lounge room. It has the lovely Tuscan ceilings. I can imagine beautiful comfy couches in here, sitting on those lovely parquet floors. It's again a very light filled room with a lovely vista out to the gardens beyond, as you can see. All windows have those lovely interior timber shutters, and there are the vistas out to the lovely gardens, which we will visit later. We then stepped into the first of the bedrooms on this level. All the bedrooms are of a good size. As you can see, this is a lovely large queen size room. The furnishings they have in here are quite large, so therefore if you were to take those out or even leave them because it comes fully furnished, you still have ample room for a king size bed if you wish. This room is lovely and light, as are all of the rooms. The shutters were closed, and that comes in just off that living area. This is the main bathroom on the top floor. As you can see, again, the ceilings with the beams. This bathroom would have been renovated again probably around the same era as the rest of the home, perhaps around the 80s, but it does have a nice modern glassed-in shower, and again is very livable. So once again, all these spaces can be lived in while you are restoring or updating other parts of the home. And once again, even from your bathroom, look at these incredible vistas out over those Valiano, Montepulciano noble vineyards. Just wonderful. Now we step into the main bedroom on this level, which, as you can see, is a lovely large bedroom with lovely timber parquet floors, once again in very good condition. This room is really quite spacious. A king size bed would fit here very easily. I think the bed that is there currently is a queen, and as you can see, there's ample room for more furnishings, a larger bed. This bedroom had a particularly beautiful view out over the surrounding hills and the wonderful noble vineyards. From this main bedroom, there is also access to a small corridor which leads to the other bedroom, but also to an attic space which we didn't visit. But I believe there is a large attic space above as well that can be used. And from the windows there you have a beautiful view once again out over that front courtyard and out beyond to the hills. This is the smallest and the fourth bedroom of the house. Now it sits directly above the quite large cantina downstairs, and the owner, who is also a geometrist, said to me this could be joined with that room downstairs and make almost like a little separate one-bedroom studio. Isn't that an interesting idea? There are a lot of possibilities here if you're wanting to make changes. Now let's visit the beautiful outdoor areas of this wonderful palazzo. As you can see, there is a really ample paved courtyard directly off the back kitchen. There are some wonderful plantings. There are palm trees, there are cacti, there are flowering plants. There's a variety of so many different things, and this would be such a lovely place to sit and eat directly out from that kitchen. And there is that amazing water tower, which is really quite a symbol of Valiano. You can see it from all of the surrounding valley, and it sits smack bang in the middle of this garden. It of course doesn't belong to you. It is a public water tower which still supplies water for Valiano, but it makes a beautiful feature in the garden, and I believe someone visits it, a technician visits it once a year just for maintenance. There are some of those wonderful cacti, and then you have some incredible vistas out over the rest of the village, surrounding rooftops from your garden, even the church bell tower. From the flatter part of the garden, then you have this wonderful terraced area that drops down beyond the flatter garden with your olive groves. Your vegetable orto is way down the bottom. There's some forested areas, but all of this surround in the terraces keep this top garden and your property quiet and safe and private from anyone. You are absolutely private. You're sitting on top of the most predominant part of all of Valiano, hence the historical value of this property, because it was such a predominant spot back in feudal times. And also look at the vistas that just go on forever over the Val di Chiana, over the hills of Montepulciano, the vineyards that surround. What a spot. Use your imagination and think of all the wonderful things you could do in this garden. Can you imagine yourself living in this beautiful part of the world? If so, this wonderful property is waiting to be lived in and given some TLC. The price on this property has been dropped dramatically. It is sold fully furnished. It was in the high 500s, almost 600,000. It is now priced to sell at 385,000 euros. The second of our wonderful top properties here for sale in Tuscany today is situated in the adorable village of Cevoli, which I absolutely adore. This wonderful 18th century palazzo made up of 600 square meters of internal space is beautifully located. It isn't far from where I live. It is a wonderful part of the Provincia di Pisa, surrounded by vineyards and olive groves and spectacular countryside. Those red dots are all wonderful vineyards, some of them with super Tuscan wines. What a wonderful building. It's really quite imposing. I'm standing in the back garden and the gardens are sublime. They're beautifully kept. There are rose gardens, there are vegetable gardens, and beyond you have your very own olive grove. There are 4,000 square meters of land, which is incredible to find in the center of a small Tuscan village. The olive grove extends down beyond the higher part of the garden, which we will show you after, but beyond are just farmlands, so you feel like your property goes on forever and the vistas just continue on to those wonderful rolling hills. Then this garden has another hidden secret that we were yet to discover. Down below you found the most enormous underground cellars. Now these are very mysterious cellars. I've never seen anything like it. The vendor took David in to film on my behalf, and the cellars had lots of little side cellars, if you like, that were made especially for wine storage in the ancient times. But at the very, very back of this very deep corridor underground was a large circular room where we didn't visit. But how mysterious is that? What kind of things were you doing there? What a wonderful front door. I would love that to be my front door, wouldn't you? And beyond the front doors you have a beautiful set of glass doors that closes off this absolutely magnificent entry hall with barreled ceilings. There's the large doorway into the main part of the home beyond. But what a wonderful way to welcome your guests in such a lovely space. It has storage just off to the left as well. Let's go inside. The first thing that welcomes you as you walk through that door are the magnificent original stone staircases that wind their way up throughout the centre of the beautiful property. We started our ground floor tour at the very far end of the house. As you can see in this room, you do have a pass-through into the professional kitchens, but we'll go there later. This wonderful room that we're in now has the most magnificent vaulted ceilings with the Tuscan bricks, as you will see. It is a convivial heart of the home. The gentleman explained to us that they would pass through meals that they did very, very often into this large dining area with this rather long table. Remember, this remains fully furnished, so all of this could be yours. It has a convivial space, a lovely lounge area with a pianoforte. But then the next room blew us away in its diversity. Still those wonderful vaulted ceilings, but in this case, so intricately painted with frescoes on the ceilings, on the walls. They've created this lovely, delicate, really elegant small dining space which has doorways out onto that wonderful exterior terrace. There are so many options here. Calling our master chefs out there. Now, if this kitchen isn't good enough, I don't know what is. This is a fully professional kitchen, and the equipment in here would actually cost you a fortune to replace. So once again, knowing this all comes with the price of the home is just extraordinary. Look at that massive marble sink for a start. Isn't that wonderful? But you've got all the professional instruments and ovens and cooktops and that beautiful pizza oven in the corner. Can you imagine cooking up a storm in this place? I certainly can, with all my family and friends. Then the last of the rooms on this floor is this really quite spectacular powder room. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the window and I love those blue tiles. Once on the first floor of this magnificent palazzo, the ancient, elegant past of this building is showcased in the walls, the ceilings, the furnishings of these rooms. Please remember, everything you see is in the price of the home. That chandelier alone would be very costly to replace. But then look at the furnishings. We have a beautifully handcrafted billiards table in this room, handmade in Florence, that I don't know how much that would cost to replace. The curtains, the furnishings, the seating, and not to mention that these walls, when we come up close to these walls, these are not wallpaper, these are hand painted walls, which I find extraordinary. The beautiful ancient cotto floors, those lovely old rugs. Look at these wonderful furnishings. It is laden with antiques. I couldn't even get over the length of this couch that was obviously built especially for this billiards room, and then the family stemmers in each corner. That room then led us on to the first of what was used as a dining room, but you're going to see so many rooms, ladies and gentlemen, that you have 1,000,001 options here. But again, all of these wonderful furnishings come with the home, so you can swap and change and use them as you wish. Again, following that space, yet again another beautiful living space. I love how they've whitewashed the ceilings in here for a different look. Look at that gorgeous stone fireplace with the stemma of the family. Beautiful cotto floors laid in a herringbone pattern. Another wonderful room, just a very casual, elegant room. And off that is a tiny, tiny kitchen, but fully equipped, mind you, that the owners told me they use just to make their coffees in the morning because it's on the same floor as where they sleep. We then entered this beautiful, elegant room that I saw as perhaps being used as somewhat of as a library, that has those beautiful arched bookshelves, which of course remain, and there is a table there to sit and write or read, a lovely open fireplace to sit by and read your book. Again, all of these walls are hand painted, not wallpapered. The wonderful window coverings that I also love, the ceilings, the way they've been whitewashed once again, just a simply elegant room. Then entered a part of the home where some of the bedrooms are at one end of this particular wing. This is the first of the bedrooms with some really lovely timber bed furnishings, a very lovely armoire there, some lovely painted walls once again, a gorgeous mirror and dresser, and some lovely window coverings. That's a lovely Murano glass chandelier I can see there as well. That was followed by another lovely, ample bedroom with gorgeous painted ceilings, painted walls, again some lovely armoires, a very, very fine forged iron bed. Those ceilings are beautiful, aren't they? Yet again, some lovely window coverings. Everything remains, everything that you see remains in the house. So if you're an antique lover, you're going to be in paradise in this house. We then entered the bathroom, which is tiled beautifully. They are Liberty style tiles from the early 1800s, I'd say. There is a modern shower that probably needs a little bit of updating, but you have everything you need to get you going. We then ventured upstairs. Now upstairs is a little different. This is where the current owners had planned on doing bed and breakfast rental accommodation. This is a very vast first bedroom, and their plan was to create like a family studio here. So you'll see two very large bedrooms that are communicating. This first one, this is a little room the same size as the downstairs kitchen. It's directly above. So they were planning on putting in an ensuite bathroom into that space that would work with both bedrooms. You'll then see the second bedroom on the other side, but here is a beautiful vista out onto those gardens and to the hills beyond. How spectacular. And then there is that second bedroom, which again is a very large room. Now, of course, this could be kept as a bedroom, or the other idea was, of course, to have the bedroom with the ensuite in the first part, and then this part to be a lounge and perhaps a kitchenette. So that way you're creating like a beautiful suite on this top floor, and the vistas out, all of the windows are beautiful, including this front view, which I loved. I just love that row of pinoli trees. There's also access to an enormous attic space, which is so large it could fit 4 more bedrooms. That would be giving you a total of 11, or perhaps an incredible games room or children's play space. Who knows? There's so many opportunities. So always on that same floor, we then visited the very far end of the landing, where again we had 2 or 3 rooms that were joined together, Again, the original plan was to create, once again, more of a suite type situation where you might have bedrooms with a bathroom, with perhaps the next bedroom being its lounge space or its kitchen. Or they could all just be bedrooms. It really depends on what you want to do and what space you feel you need for your family or friends. And now we are on the top floor. Look at those vistas, how far-reaching they are. And you can see the beautiful, well-kept vegetable gardens down below where the rose arches were. Doesn't that look wonderful? What a wonderful vista from those top rooms. So within that same ensemble of rooms, here is yet another bedroom. These rooms have not been renovated in full, as you can see, but look at those lovely architectural details, the circular window, those lovely little vaulted ceilings within that little tiny corridor, the arched doors. This is a little storage space here that could make a lovely cupboard, a deep cupboard. You could do whatever you like, really. There's just so much space. But again, this is all part of those rooms that are all together at the other end of the top floor. So again, a possibility to make another completely separate and self-contained apartment. So you've heard this saying, the cherry on top of the cake. This is it. Where I'm standing when I filmed this is from, it's somewhat like a pigeon loft, if you like, right at the very, very top of the palazzo. At the moment, it is the vendor's secret man cave, he likes to say it in Italian, in the Italian version. Look how far up we are. It's such a tall building. And he spends a lot of his time here reading, working, just watching television and looking at the amazing views. There's even a cute little fireplace there in the corner. So as we discover this wonderful man cave or man bird's nest, I don't know what you would call it, let's discuss price. Now this wonderful house has been reduced once again. It was for sale at 690,000 euros, but the vendor has now brought the price down to a very, very wonderful price of 625,000 euros. Remember, this wonderful property is sold fully furnished, which is extraordinary. It represents such incredible value for money when you imagine how much you're paying per square metre for the land and the property, just 625,000 euros. Welcome back to the beautiful little village of Parrana, San Martino, again in Provincia di Pisa. But this time we are just 15 minutes from the Tuscan coast, where you can visit the most spectacular beaches. And also, if you're a seafood lover, you'll see I have put a map in here of some of the wonderful places you can visit. Look at that countryside. It's so pretty. We're going to be visiting this beautiful Liberty style villa built in 1914. Look at those wonderful forged iron gates. It's just spectacular. So Parrana San Martino, which is the red dot, as you can see, very close, a 15-minute drive to the Tuscan coast. We are still in a wonderful area surrounded by incredible vineyards, so you won't miss out on those wonderful Tuscan wines. Also, within easy reach of dozens and dozens of fantastic seafood restaurants by the coast. Now back to our beautiful villa. This is a wonderful property sitting on 1,000 square meters of land. It has wonderful forged iron gates, security gates that you come in, and you drive up, you have a beautiful parking area. There's no covered garage, but there's plenty of room if you wanted to put one in at some stage. You'll see that there's a lovely well up in the centre of the car park as well. So there we are, we have the driving gate as well as the walk-in gate from the front street. This is a very quaint and quiet little village just near the coast. So let's make our way up to the home via the driveway. There are lovely established plants, as you'll see, and some lovely established trees that have been pollarded at the time of filming. The vendor was actually laying new turf throughout most of the garden, so you'll see that you will see some areas where you can just see soil, but later on I'll show you photographs they sent me with the new lawns laid. Considering the amount of lawns and lovely flat areas there are, this makes a beautiful family garden to run about, ride bicycles. If you have pets, can you imagine they would be in pet heaven in this garden? And look at the magnificent facade of this house. What a beautiful Liberty facade or Belle Epoque facade. It's just magnificent. Visiting this property was an absolute delight. Everything is of the finest quality. I was actually overwhelmed by every single thing I looked at was of the most beautiful quality, from the original floors to the painted walls and ceilings, that beautiful Belle Epoque architecture, that wonderful enamel fireplace that you see, which is so reminiscent of that era and so special. These wonderful ceilings were painted by a son of one of the previous owners back in the early 1900s, from what I am led to believe. This architecture is extremely elegant and really deserves to be cared and looked after as it was. You can see these people have loved this house and kept it beautifully. There are wonderful architectural details like this gorgeous alcove off the lounge room with its painted ceilings. I can imagine creating some beautiful little cozy corner in there with a wonderful lounge where you can just sit cozy as a couple. There are just so many things you could do. And if you note the wonderful light fittings in this house, they are either of the era and were bought as antiques, or they are designer pieces bought by the vendor. Again, another lovely feature in this lounge room is this beautiful glassed-in sunroom on the edge of the lounge room, which would create beautiful breezes in summer, I'm sure. We then visited this magnificent kitchen, which is directly off from the lounge room. It is another little world in there. I loved how that had been left in a rather rustic Tuscan style, if you like. Still very elegant, but less perhaps than some of the other rooms, and appropriately so, because I loved the large tiles on the floor, the big marble top table workspace, the marble top benches, that lovely little canopy over the very large stove. Everything you need to cook, to be convivial, to spend time in there with family and friends. It has lovely hand-painted tiles as a backsplash, and it's a lovely bright light room, again with another lovely large arched window. Over in the corner you have a very convenient little room, which at present is probably underused. It has a washing machine in there, but I would probably create that into a really lovely large butler's pantry so that you could really maximize and utilize that space. From the kitchen, of course, we're led back out into that wonderful open entry hallway with that magnificent red designer light piece, which is really quite striking. Off to one side of the entry hall is the first of the bedrooms. Now, this is a 4-bedroom home. You can see this room was not used as a bedroom, and it is one of the smaller rooms perhaps as far as bedrooms go, but it makes a beautiful dining space or an intimate salon. You could have one small cozy room if you like, or a library. They have bookshelves in here. I know that the vendors used it like an office at one stage. It's very light and bright. Once again, beautiful windows overlooking what would about now be luscious lawns and out to the vistas beyond. Off from that first floor bedroom, you have its own ensuite. Now, this is a really quirky space, but I love it. It's bright and light and fully tiled. Very modern heated rail there. It's a wet room with a shower in the centre. It then has a toilet sitting under a rather handsome arched window. And then around the corner, you then have the rest of the bathroom. You have your sink area with a very, very lovely mirror. And you have your bidet beyond after another lovely arch. There's also some very convenient understair storage. We then go up this wonderful, magnificent, if I dare say, staircase. I just loved it. Marble staircase. Look at that, isn't it glorious? Looking back over these wonderful stained glass windows once again. Beyond that, there is a wonderful swimming pool. And up onto the lovely first floor landing, where we have the rest of the sleeping areas. Just so you know, this Liberty style, which is a beautiful style of architecture, or Belle Epoque style, is very common on Italian seafronts. A lot of these seafront or coastal towns and villages have this beautiful styling. It was very popular in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and it embraces you. It's a very soft, elegant styling, which I really enjoyed in this beautiful home. One of the really lovely architectural features of this home are these wonderful internal doorways that create like a little antechamber before entering a bedroom, and there is the little ensuite to one side. This lovely bedroom on the first floor has a very feminine feel about it, I must admit. I loved the very soft tones in the tiles, and it was used as a child's bedroom, as you can see. Can you imagine lying under that bed as a child and looking up at these magnificent ceilings? I could lie there for hours. It was such a delicate, beautiful room. It gave me this incredible sense of peace. When I was in this house, I found that these very delicate decorations did give you this sense of peace and tranquility, and the house is in a very tranquil spot, so it really blends so beautifully together. The room is light and bright, has a lovely large window creating a lot of natural light as well. There are those lovely vistas to the hills beyond and the front of the home. And then we visit the bathroom, which is attached to this bedroom. So this particular bathroom is not a full bathroom, but it does have a lovely toilet and sink. And just across the landing is the full bathroom. The second bedroom on this floor is a lovely, large double bedroom, as you can see, with a beautiful canopy bed. And look at those wonderful ceilings, once again so unique and different. Every single one of these rooms has a character and styling of its own. Again, beautiful, unique floor tiles, lovely soft colours that are really embracing. This is another beautiful, light, bright bedroom, and would make a wonderful guest bedroom. We then visited the full bathroom, which is on that same landing. So that is a shower room with a toilet and bidet and lovely sink. They're really stylish in that antique style, but very modern. Heated towel rail there as well. Beautiful timber doors throughout, of course. So that bathroom is used by the other 2 bedrooms. And then we have what we would consider to be the master. This is the largest of the bedrooms, and it was just spectacular. I think this was the favourite of mine out of all of the ceilings, but also with this most extraordinary light fitting that the gentleman told me was quite a collector's item. That is remaining, of course. It was amazing, but the most beautiful ceilings. Look at those designs. And they were so gentle in colouring as well. So lovely big bedroom, as you can see, again with windows to the front and the back of the house, so totally light filled. Very modern artwork there on the wall above the bed. That was a queen size, no sorry, a king size bed in this bedroom. So a very spacious and very high ceilinged room. And then this is the ensuite to that same bedroom. So a charming ensuite with a jacuzzi bath, shower above, and your toilet. Oh, that is marble tiling as well there above the bath. And then we have that lovely window, toilet and bidet, and lovely sink once again in the style of the home. Everything is just perfect. Before leaving this top floor, we took a tiny little visit out onto that gorgeous little balcony that overlooks the front entry, gives you a vista out to the hills over the gardens below. Isn't that adorable? But now we took a stroll outside to the pièce de résistance, that lovely in-ground swimming pool and entertainment area. Oh, what a wonderful way to spend time under the Tuscan sun. As you can see, I have superimposed some photographs that were taken more recently this last summer by the vendor, showing me the pool clean and in use, and all of those lovely surrounding lawns, absolutely lush as you would expect them to be. There's a photograph he shared as well on a hot summer night with their lights out. How delightful would that be? Just the perfect Tuscan home. So just reminding you, this magnificent home with this beautiful swimming pool was priced at 650,000 euros originally. They have now reduced this wonderful home, fully furnished with the swimming pool, pool equipment, everything that comes with it, for 615,000 euros, which is a fantastic price for this elegant property. So what do you think of those? Aren't they wonderful, wonderful homes? I hope you really enjoyed watching those. If it's your first time, let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it. And if you need any other help, I'm here to help. If you're visiting for a second time, maybe this has tipped you over the edge and you're ready to take that plunge. Either way, my email address and my website address are both in the description of every video or on my actual channel. So feel free to reach out to me for any other help you need. Remember, I'm here to assist you finding your Italian dream. And at the end of this video, I'd just like to wish you all the most magnificent 2025. It's been an absolute blast, absolutely having you here with me during 2024. I've had so much fun showing you all these beautiful homes, assisting many of you to make your Italian dream come true, which has just been the most satisfying and wonderful experience I could have ever imagined. And I hope in 2025 that many of you reach out to me and let me help you do the same. It really is a wonderful thing. Don't put it off if you're ready to live la dolce vita along with all the rest of us. Have a wonderful, happy New Year's Eve. Cheers to you all, and Alla prossima. I'll see you next year. Ciao ciao. Bye.